What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a good night. I am Jamey Rose, and this is Paying Dues. I have a very special episode for you guys. We're getting juicy with a great friend of mine, someone who I've met a little bit ago and started following his stuff, and I'm really excited for this sit-down conversation. Kind of a like-minded spirit, likes the older stuff, and he is the juiciest guy in the professional wrestling landscape. Here he is, Juicy Boy Jack, Pineapple Jack, my guy, my friend.
What up? What up?
What up? Man, we've been trying to do this for a long time. I'm excited that I finally get you now in the box, in the chair. I've been looking forward to this one for a while, so I'm just glad we're able to talk now.
Yeah, me too, man. When we first met, man, just had a great time just catching up with you, talking some old wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad to be on here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I'm peeping the shirt right now. Is that the Rock and Roll Express? Yes,
It
sir.
is Rock and Roll Express 40th anniversary. My good friend Missy actually got this for me, and she
Passed away just a few months ago, so this shirt means a lot to me. Not just because it's rock and roll, but came from a dear friend of mine.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss, and glad that you have something like the Rock and Roll to hold you guys together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was when I first met her. We talked a lot of rock and roll and old school, which I don't get a whole lot of people to talk to me about some old school wrestling. So it's nice because I'm just always been just an older soul.
Man, I feel that. I'm only 22, and I feel like I'm an old man trapped in the body, especially with the back pain. So
Yeah, same
there's
here,
that.
man. Yeah,
Man, so
my back. I got the back of of an older man with all those slams and stuff I'm taking in the ring.
mhm. Especially from the guys that you've been going against. So
Oh yeah,
some
I
big old
faced
boys.
some pretty big guys. I think the biggest guy I faced Sam Stackhouse.
Sam Stackhouse, he's one of the good ones, but he is one big son gun. So
Oh yeah,
he's damn good though.
yeah. My match I had with him, he got him in the corners, and I started doing the 10 count punches. And man, he's so big. Like I had to hold on to the turnbuckle, and I'm like out here. I'm trying to come down on him and give him some shots without falling down. But yeah, it was a great match I had with him. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the win, but I'm hoping for a rematch down the ways.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely try to convince Boss Man to do that for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, let's get down to what made you want to get into professional wrestling? Like, what got you inspired in the first place? When were you first exposed, per se, to professional wrestling, and what got you hooked?
Well, I mean, if you really want to go back to the very beginning, I like around 4 years old, I think it was. I used to play a few PS2 games. It was like
Mhm.
Crazy Taxi, Vice City of all games, and Shut Your Mouth. So like playing that game with my brother, my dad all the time. It was great. Like he had The Rock, Hulk Hogan, um, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Like he had all the greats on that game, and I never really started watching it. Like I was just always exposed because my dad used to watch it. Him and my
Mhm.
mom. And then around 2011 when The Rock came back is when I really got into it and started watching wrestling like on a weekly basis. Never missed an episode because yeah, Rock pulled me in because he was like my number one when I was younger. So yeah, just ever since 11 years old, like wrestling has just been just pumping through my veins.
Right
And
on. And I
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say right on. Definitely about those, those old PS2 games, especially Vice City. We were
Yeah.
we were too young playing those games, man. Driving around, killing hookers and running them over, and just we
Yeah.
had no business playing that.
Yeah.
But PS2, the SmackDown, Here Comes the Pains, the SmackDown versus Raws, man, those games they just don't make them like that anymore. Yes, the graphics are better, the styling's better, but just there's more meat to those games back then than there is now.
Yeah, I mean, I just love those games. You just pop in that disc. You don't have to download anything, and
Mhm.
I've never been too crazy about graphics and all, but just the meat of the game. And you,
Yeah.
you can tell I don't really care about the quality when I've got an old box TV right here with the VCR
Hey,
set up. I watch some old wrestling tapes on that now and then.
yes, yes, absolutely. Tape study is the best way when you just pop it in and you know it's the good stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, so the Rock's a favorite of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Rock's favorite.
Yeah,
So,
Rock used to be my number one when I was younger, and then
mhm,
as I got older, I discovered Macho Man, and then Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes, Jerry Lawler, and then more recently, handsome Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie
oh
Man.
yeah, Boogie Woogie Man.
Some of my favorites right there.
Oh yeah. For me, like especially like growing up, Booker T was my favorite, and now I'm going back and actually going back and watching the old NWA. Especially, I went through and watched some '86, and I'm like, dude, Dusty Rhodes was the guy,
Oh
and
yeah,
I've been taking a lot liking to Dusty Rhodes. So
oh yeah, Dusty was the man back then. He was just a superstar, baby.
mhm.
Yeah,
And
I'm
we'll
going
talk
back.
more.
Oh yeah, I'm going back right now. I'm watching. Um, I'm in '82 Mid South and Mid Atlantic. Just watching them all
Yes,
in order.
yes. Yeah, we'll get to Dusty a little bit more later. But what when was that you kind of figured like this is something that I want to do as a career path? Like, what made you like want to be a wrestler?
So when I was younger, that was always a thing. Like I always dreamt about it, but never really held on to that dream for too long. And then I started getting into music a little bit,
Hmm.
and it just didn't really work out for me. And I really had no idea what to really do for career wise. And then the old WCWA shows popped up around here in Fayetteville.
Hmm.
I started going to those, and they were advertising every show. Join our school. You want to become a wrestler, and so I just decided, this is something I can do. This is something I wanted to do as when I was younger, and as much as I love wrestling, how to give it a shot, and it's going pretty good for me so far.
Yeah, and you were trained by Xander Gold, right? Who's
Hmm.
the head guy now at Diamond State Wrestling, a good friend of the show, and the world champ over there. So um, you went through training with him. How was that? How was him as a trainer, him as a coach, a mentor, someone to look after in that way? How has he been able to help you with that?
Man, he's been like almost like a brother to me for years. He's taught me like everything I know in wrestling. Traveling up and down the roads with him, going to other shows, and just always hanging out with him outside of training, and he knows like a lot. He's got an amateur background. He's got a mixed martial arts background, and then he also used to do some parkour, which explains how he does all his flips in the ring and everything.
Hmm.
But man, he knows everything, and like he'll be watching something. We'll be watching wrestling, and he's just like, "Oh, I got a great idea. Put this together, do this in my match and stuff." And he's taught us lots of holds and tips and tricks in the ring. And then unfortunately, he turned to the dark side. He
Yes.
formed up with some bad guys.
Now he's the ruthless king, Alexander Gold of the United. Me, I like that. But, anyways, man, you train, you get done training, graduate school, and, obviously you're still training, you're still going to the school, you're still hanging out doing that,
Mhm.
new name, new stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, you get done training, at least, and you're ready to make your debut. So after training, kind of what did you do next? Like,
I mean, the training's never really stopped.
right.
Just once I got ready to go to the next step, start having matches. I got a few opportunities here and there. my first opportunities. I got into a battle royal over can't remember exactly where. It was an older promotion now DCW. Sir Mo, he gave me one of my first opportunities in Dallas for SOAR Championship Wrestling, and then another one of my first opportunities, one of my best ones I've had, and very grateful to this day. My opportunity to go to SCW, South Central Wrestling in Mountain Pine, and just going there every show and worked my way up in the rankings, climbed the ladder, and I became the SCW Cruiserweight Champion almost a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, and I remember a little bit when you were the cruiserweight champion. You were definitely a fan favorite. You have a good interaction with the kids and stuff like that. You're a real fan favorite in that aspect, man. So how was that? Being a fan favorite. Having the kids look up to you. How did that feel?
Man, it felt great. Like there's everyone's got their own cup of tea in a wrestler. There's so many different styles and so many different personalities in wrestling, and I've had this great connection with the younger audience, and they just some of them like look at him and they think of like SpongeBob, or they think of like this cartoon character come to life, and I like to have fun, goof around, and but in the ring, and yeah, it's just great being able to connect with that younger audience and seeing them doing my little leg wiggle dance. And
Yes.
One of the fans in SCW, he got like some pineapple like leggings, like tights, and he had bought my headband from my merch stand, and his dad posted a video of him doing the dance on Facebook, and then later on I actually showed up to his birthday party, showed up in full gear, the cruiserweight belt and everything, and he loved it. It was great.
Bad. That's bad to the bone right there. I bet that kid was absolutely delighted.
Oh yeah, he's like one of my number one fans.
Well, you definitely got a lot of number one fans. The thing about your character, it is appealing to the younger generation. It's also kind of a throwback. I see, I do, when I'm watching you, I see a lot of Dusty Rhodes. I see even some Junkyard Dog. So where exactly, when you were thinking about putting together this character, what was going through your mindset when you were thinking about that?
Well, Pineapple Jack isn't a character. I mean, Pineapple Jack is just who I am,
Right.
I'm just a fun-loving, goofy guy, just naturally. And I just found a love for pineapples, and it's become synonymous with me. And I love to eat pineapples. I love pineapple juice. Sliced pineapple, pina colada. Throw some pineapple on the grill. Anything you name it. Like I'm like the Bubba Forrest Gump when it comes to pineapple.
Got pineapple shrimp. Man, and that's the thing, the best, I'm gonna use the word character, but the best characters that you see are the ones that aren't characters, the ones that are the real person himself. So I do appreciate that, and I do see that you're not phoning it in when you're out there. You're legit. You're you,
Yeah.
and that's always awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And just pineapples, and then just mixing in everything that's inspired me, throwing that Dusty Rhodes, that Ric Flair, a little bit of The Rock, a little bit of Jerry Lawler here and there, and then you got Pineapple Jack, just an old school pineapple loving, butt kicking son of a gun.
So since you are Pineapple Jack, does pineapple go on pizza?
I know this is a very controversial question, and in my opinion, yes, it does. I mean, you can put anything on pizza. That what matters is what you like. It's kind of like the old school Ninja Turtles cartoons. So they would eat some pretty wild pizza.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't
yeah,
that the
I know
truth?
I know quite a few people that love them some Hawaiian pizza.
So I also see like the vast amount of figurines and stuff like that and memorabilia.
Oh yeah,
So when did you start collecting, man?
yeah, yeah. This isn't even like, there's a way more. There's even more on that wall. I started collecting when COVID hit. Got that first stimulus check and kind of went a little crazy with it, and I just haven't stopped. Like I started just collecting just a lot of old school wrestling figures. Like, I've got all the Target Legends collections up there, and then above me up here, you can't see it, but behind my computer, I got my wall of favorites. I actually
Mhm.
got my Dusty Rhodes up here, Ric Flair. Got some Jim Cornette, Macho
Right on.
Man, and yeah, and then I recently started getting into Legos too. So yeah, I'm a big collector.
Right on. And love some cornet around here, so
Oh
that's
yeah.
always appreciated. Um, and that's the thing. You're a lover of the old school, capital R, as my buddy Will says, wrestling. You know, you're coming around, you're still saying it's still real to beat, damn it. You're a big fan of that. So, like, what time periods in wrestling, what old promotion stuff, guys that were your favorites watching, and when you go back and study and just enjoy, some old tapes, what's your go-to for that?
It really just varies. Like, obviously all my favorites, Dusty, Rick, and Jimmy Valiant. But just a little bit of everything. Jerry Lawler. Some Junkyard Dog, and then really just anybody old school. Um, you know, Anybody you can really think of. I see things that I can see myself doing. Whether it's like an Eddie Gilbert, or
Mhm.
if it's a Jimmy Garvin or a Magnum TA. And I even watch as old as I started watching some Gorgeous George and some Luthez, and yeah, just anything I can see myself doing, I will definitely try to incorporate it into my moveset.
Absolutely. Real student of the game. We're going to go into some upcoming stuff for you. August 27th, Diamond State Wrestling, United We Stand, um, over at the Imperial Soccer Center in Springdale, Arkansas. You have a title match against the Imperial Division champion, William J. Blackwell. He is a sophisticated, classically violent, a very calculated guy, very high skilled competitor. So, with that being said, what's your mindset going into it? I know you just are coming off of a win against Mr. Nasty, who is one of the better competitors there in Diamond State, one of the more ruthless guys. He is a Creole pimp, and you somehow avoided that pimp jutsu coming at you. So, what's your mindset coming into this match, and what are you looking to go away with coming into August 27th?
Well, the main goal in mind is to capture that Imperial Championship, and I've been watching William J. Blackwell for quite some time, and he definitely knows lots of holds, and he can tie men into lots of different knots. And we both definitely have some different styles going into this match. I myself more of a brawling type of wrestler, so I'm definitely going to have to start studying up on some holds, and I think
There goes the figure.
some cats are getting into something over there. I'm gonna have to study up on some holds. I do got my figure four leg lock. It's one of my go-to moves, and but I might have to think of some other stuff and learn how to get out of holds and just come prepared, because only 2 pinfalls allowed in this match, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to use them wisely, and if I use them up, got to resort to tapping that man out.
And you only have, I think it's like 2 or 3 rope breaks.
I believe so. Yeah,
So that's
it's a
another, feather in the cap that um, is at a disadvantage for both competitors. I know last time going around, he won that championship actually in a match against Luke Langley, who is one of the top wrestlers in the Midwest. So Blackwell coming into this is no joke, but I do believe that you have the ability to pull that one out. I think you got it. Go back, study up some film, and I believe in you, man. So it's going to be a tough one for sure.
Yeah.
So, getting into kind of some random questions. So are you a movie buff? Like any type of movies? I know for me, I like The Big Lebowski. I like Big Lebowski. So what are your favorite type of movies? And, when you go back just to leisure around, so.
I really love comedies. I'm not like a huge movie buff. Like there's so many classic movies I know I really got to catch up on. But I love VHSs. So I'm like been building up a VHS collection, and I've got me some classics on there. Some of my favorites. I got all the Austin Powers. Those are some of my favorites.
Baby.
I love Star Wars. Like I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Yes.
Like all those Legos back there, all Star Wars. Like I could talk your ear off about some Star Wars.
I love me some Star Wars. Might have to come back on and talk Star Wars.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely revisit that. I think my favorite movie of all time is probably Borat.
Borat, man.
Yeah.
I love you some Borat. Do you got a good Borat impersonation?
Yaksamash, my name is Pineapple Jack. I like a pineapple.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Man.
I love to do impersonations.
I do too. I don't pull them out because I get self-conscious, but I do love the impersonations. I was not here. I'm not there. That kind of thing. So, man, you like pineapples. That's your favorite food, of course. Any other food that you like,
I just got done watching The Sopranos not too long ago, so I've really been on like an Italian food kick lately.
Oh man,
yeah. I love me some Italian food.
You got the gabagool.
Yeah, gabagool.
Gabagool.
Yeah, like, I've noticed that like if I really get into something, I really start to take after that. So watch Sopranos. Want me to eat me some Italian food. Watch some Ninja Turtles. Want to eat some pizza. But yeah, man. I think Italian food's probably up there. That's probably some of my favorite food besides pineapple.
Mm-hmm. As someone who claims to be legally Italian, just by name. I love me some Italian food, rigatoni with Italian sausage, with the red sauce. Got to go for that every time. I know for me, during the pandemic, I got into, a Coen Brothers kick, and I watched a lot of Fargo, The Big Lebowski. That's my favorite movie of all time. So I got into a point where I was actually trying to perfect a White Russian. I never really quite got it. So there's that. But
yeah, I love me some angel hair pasta. Like that's my go-to Olive Garden. Angel hair pasta with the creamy mushroom sauce and unlimited breadsticks.
Get that cheese going.
Yeah, I could have swore I saw Virgil at Olive Garden last time I went.
Oh, he's got to get his fuck money, dude. Oh man, the Virgil memes never stop.
Oh, the guy's great,
man. That was also a good run, him and DiBiase, and just that whole thing was awesome back in the day.
Yeah, I haven't got into the old WWF just quite yet. Like I said, I've been going back watching Mid-South, Mid-Atlantic. My thing is just I feel like I got to watch everything in order if I start something. I want to start something from beginning to end. And I've seen them. I've seen a little bit of them here and there. And I mean, obviously, who hasn't seen like Ted DiBiase and Andre and them. But yeah, I've seen a few Virgil matches.
There's not many to write home about.
Yeah.
So, I know you're more into the older wrestling stuff, but in the modern wrestling, is there anything that really captures your eye, captivate you, like any storylines going on now that kind of catch your eye that you like?
Well, I'm really digging Collision on Saturday Night AEW.
Hmm.
I think that's kind of like the only thing I'm really like following and keeping up with. Every now and then I'll check in on like Raw, SmackDown, and every once in a while Dynamite. But Collision, yeah, it's just been a really great show. Like I'm loving CM Punk, FTR, and everything they got going on. Seeing Ricky Steamboat last Saturday night.
That was cool. Love me some Ricky Starks, by the way, too, man. He's
Yeah.
definitely got a bright future.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I think FTR is the best tag team in the world,
Yeah, without a doubt.
without a doubt. Um, you might be like, dude, what are you thinking? But I kind of like the Bucks.
Mm,
I mean, I'm not the biggest on them, but like when they go out and actually like, I guess it depends on who they're working with. I like them working with the Lucha Brothers, and I like when they did those, matches with FTR. If they put them in the right storyline and they're not doing too much of their stuff, they're doing it in just the right amount. I like him a lot, and
yeah.
Kenny, I've became more tolerable of Kenny over the last few years. I'm a bigger fan of his New Japan stuff than his American stuff. But when you watch his matches, especially with Will Ospreay, it's like, dude, okay, this dude's something.
Hmm.
But
I mean, yeah, there's definitely some talent in those guys.
but yeah, definitely enjoyed Collision and what's going on there. Um, say ha- have you ever had interest in doing any tag team stuff? I know you and Smoking Aaron Bronson, you had a little tag team there for a little bit, the Pineapple Express. So, any future tag team stuff you'd want to do before it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't see anything in the near future. I know Eric's just now coming back from his
Mhm.
injury, so maybe we might meet up down the line somewhere. But yeah, that was the day we were supposed to debut. He got injured
Mhm.
in a battle royal. Both arms tore them both. So yeah, I had to defend our team's honor in a tag match later that night. So yeah, just came in and came and went with the Pineapple Express. I was really looking forward to what we could have accomplished.
Mhm. Yeah, I haven't seen Eric wrestle, but I've heard that he's really good, and I'm excited to see him at the next Diamond State show in August. On the 27th. So,
Oh yeah, me too.
um,
Eric's a great friend of mine, and he's definitely got a bright future ahead of him. And so yeah, I'll be definitely cheering him on.
double bicep tear. That's a rough thing, but everything I've heard about him, he's definitely going to come back stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
So, music. You said that that was something you were pursuing at first before you pursued wrestling. So what's your favorite type of music? What music got you into music? What music do you love, man?
Really similar to wrestling, just old school hip hop. I just fell in love with um, with old school hip hop when my dad got us rap stars for Wii, and there was Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, NWA, Slick Rick, Run DMC. Just a little bit of
Yep.
everything, and then obviously. Or of course, San Andreas, the soundtrack on there,
Hmm.
just just that all really got me into it, and then just discovering more and more, and I love me some Fat Boys,
Hmm.
some Curtis Blow, just all types of old school rap. some of my favorites: Wu-Tang Clan, Old
Love
Dirty
me some
Bastard,
Wu-Tang.
Method Man, yeah, Red Man. And when I tried pursuing my music career, I was trying to make some music similar to that, but yeah, I just didn't really see it working out. I don't think there was a whole lot of demand for that kind of music with the modern style and what everyone else is into nowadays.
Everybody's looking for, that trap beat, that 808, that, it's easier on a more squirrel like mind span. So
Yeah, and I just cannot get into any of the newer rap. Like
no.
it just all sounds the same to me. It's just the beats are great,
Mhm.
but it's the lyrics behind them.
Yeah.
There's just no talent whatsoever there. It's just very very minimal lyricism and
Yeah.
just a lot of ad libs and oh, I'm popping pills and I'm you know just promoting a whole bunch of stupid stuff.
But the few guys that, are, in the newer, school of hip hop that, do put out, some great lyricism and yet still, pretty popular. I like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Jordan Lucas, guys
Yeah,
like that. They really, really hold it down.
yeah,
A
they're
favorite for me growing up was E40. I really liked E40.
all right on. Yeah, I like me some E42. Yeah, there's definitely some great lyricism and great artists out there now. Yeah, like all you mentioned. One of my favorites for years, Tyler the Creator. He's one of my
Yes.
he's one of my favorite favorites of all time. There, him and actually, I just discovered this new group that I'm like absolutely falling in love with. They go by Joey Valenci and Bray or Bra. I literally just discovered these guys just a few days ago, and they sound just like that kind of like early '90s style rap, like like hard to describe it. Kind of like a Kid and Play mixed with uh I can't think of it. But yeah, I really like these guys. So there's definitely
Right
some
on.
newer guys out now that are that are putting out some great stuff.
Definitely got to give that a listen. So, like, besides, the rap stuff, like, were you ever like into an instrument or anything like that, or just pure like, laying down the beat and
Just just straight up just rapping. I could never really get into and making beats and never really learned an instrument any instruments besides like the recorder in like 5th grade.
right? Like me, like I'm not coordinated enough. Sports never did well with me. Music never did well with me. Like I'm too ADHD to even focus on one thing. So all
Yeah.
I do is just blabber my mouth. So
Well, hey, you can make some money with that mouth. I mean, there's a lot of.
pause.
I know that came off wrong. I meant as far as like music or
Right.
or
Hey, I'm trying.
managing
I'm
or
trying, boss
something.
man.
It definitely came off wrong. That's not how I meant to say.
I need a raise.
Oh.
Oh man. So, you got how many I mean, how many years exactly in the business do you have currently, man?
Well, I first started training in May of 2019. So, I mean, overall, I've been in the business for 4 years now.
Hmm. So what are some goals that like you have for yourself that you want to see, executed, man?
I mean, two of the main goals is just you know acquire some gold around
Hmm.
my waist, and just just make some good money with in this business. Try and get up to a higher level, maybe up to some of the bigger name companies in this industry. But I do definitely have a shot at acquiring some gold come August 27th.
Yes, you do. With the Imperial Division Championship that is held currently by William J. Blackwell, Diamond State Wrestling presents United We Stand, August 27th. That match is going to be an absolute banger. So, yeah, just I got one last question before kind of lay off the questions. So, I just want to see, what are some things that you would say to yourself when you were starting in, some things you kind of wish you looked back and kind of thought, that would make things better now. Not saying that they're bad now, they're great now, just kind of some advice to rookie Pineapple Jack.
I guess some advice to rookie Pineapple Jack is get better.
Right.
I just look back on old matches, and I see the mistakes I made, that cost me the matches, and yeah, just everything's a learning process. You learn from your mistakes, you live to fight another day. So yeah, I mean, maybe the mistakes that I made in the past, have made me the man who I am today. So maybe I do have no regrets.
No regrets, absolutely, man. I'm very thankful that you've had the time to sit down with me at 10:40 p.m. and I'm excited to see what Pineapple Jack does in the future here in the professional wrestling landscape. And I'm also excited to see you on August 27th as you try to claim some gold. I believe you'll claim some gold from one friend to another. So with that being said, man,
Thanks, man.
Where can we find you, man? Plug your stuff while you're here, brother.
You can find me on Twitter. Well, X now. Just got to have it. You can find me on X. X is it x.com now, or what is it?
It's still labeled under Twitter, but
it's still Twitter to me. Damn it!
It's still Twitter to me. Damn it!
Well, you can find me on the Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok at Juicy Boy Jack, Facebook.com/Juicy Boy Jack, and I believe the same for YouTube. YouTube.com. Let me pull it up here. At Juicy Boy Jack on YouTube, or you can just search up Pineapple Jack Wrestling. See all my matches on there.
All your juicy content.
Yeah, all that juicy content, if you will. But yeah, before we go, man, about some Star Wars talk.
Yeah, Star Wars, man. So, what was your favorite Star Wars movie?
When I was younger, I used to love Phantom Menace. Mm-hmm. But now, my all-time favorite Star Wars is Revenge of the Sith. I'm such a great movie.
Yes, I'm an Episode 3 guy myself. So
yeah, I really love the prequels. It's what I grew up with, and there's they added so much onto Star Wars. So much more Jedi. The Sith, clones, and Clone Wars, the series. It was just absolutely gold.
I always thought Mace Windu was badass with the purple lightsaber. I was like, oh yeah, purple lightsaber.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, what's in your wallet? A lightsaber. So
I've heard rumors they're thinking about doing a Boba Fett season 2 or season, is it season 3? Or there's a new season of Boba Fett, Book of Boba, and they might be bringing Mace Windu back in that. Because as we've learned now in Star Wars, if you fall from great heights or get stabbed, there's a possibility you're not dead.
Right? Ain't that the truth? Especially Disney run the show.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, that's not the case with Qui-Gon.
Right. Poor Liam Neeson.
He was one of my favorites when I was younger.
Oh yeah, Qui-Gon was just one of those characters. Like, you are the chosen one. Yes. Obi-Wan was my favorite character. Who would you say is your favorite character?
I would have to go Obi-Wan too. Like, I used to be a big Anakin fan, and then I just really became a fan of Obi-Wan. He was the more level-headed, wise one, and he's gone through so much, and he's never gave into the dark side. Like, he lost the love of his life, his master, his Padawan, and he never gave in.
He's kind of the kind of the Dave Grohl of Jedi. You know, you've seen so much change, so much loss, but yet you still keep on the fight. You know, for the good fight. So
Yeah, and then of course there's the memes out there. You gotta love those.
yes.
Hello there.
Hello there, General Kenobi. Oh man, least favorite character and why is it Jar Jar Binks?
No, it's not Jar Jar Binks.
Not Jar Jar
I love
Binks.
Jar Jar Binks.
Maybe you should
I
Jedi.
hate that he gets so much hate. I understand Star Wars is like such a serious series, but it never hurts to have you know, a little comedy relief in there.
Absolutely.
Definitely, my least favorite is Rey Skywalker. You know,
I was never a big Ray fan at all.
I'm just not a fan of any of these sequels, and the fact that she just calls herself a Skywalker, even
Yeah,
though she's a Palpatine. Like, I just
it's like, that's very counterproductive. You know, it's like the third man, but you know, for the good guys. You know, it's like Hogan trying to say, "Oh man, I'm gonna love you." No, come on, get out of here.
yeah. I try not to think about those sequels, but everything else Star Wars is great.
I liked Adam Driver, you know, in the sequels though. You know,
Which one is he?
Kylo Ren.
Oh, Kylo Ren.
I
He
like
seemed
him as a
like
character.
he seemed like a Darth Vader Wish on Wish.com kind of guy to me. Like he just never really lived up to you know, his grandfather.
Mm-hmm. But they played on that a lot. That you know, hey, he's not Vader. He's trying to chase that ghost of Vader. So that's what made it kind of relatable for me. It's like, you know, you're chasing these people and you're not. So
Yeah, and if
but
you really looked up to him, he would have, you know, known that, you know, at the end before he died, he did, you know, go back to the light.
yep.
You know, and then copy paste in the last one they did, episode 9, like the entire sequels just seem like it just copy and paste of the original trilogy.
Yep. So another question about, you know, on Star Wars, and a very essential question. So how do you watch them? You know, do you start from 4 and then go to the prequels, or do you start from the prequels and go up?
Uh, Both. I've done both before. I'm currently going back and rewatching all of them in order with my girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and we're currently on the Clone Wars series. We watched 1 and 2, and then we watched the animated 2D Clone Wars, the ones from like 2002 or 3. We watched those, and yeah, now we're on Clone Wars, the cartoon, or well, I guess you can call it a cartoon. It really got
Right.
dark towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, like I've always, you know, done 4, start from 4 and then go to the prequels. Now I start from Rogue One and then go to the prequels, and then it's kind of weird. I go start from Rogue One, go to the original trilogy, and then go episodes 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I can see that. I actually just watched Rogue One for the first time a few months ago. Like, I know it's been out for years and years, but I never watched it, and I watched it and I just loved it. That was a great movie.
I think it's one of the best Star Wars films out there. I think it's probably top 3 for me. You know, you got Revenge of the Sith and then Return of the Jedi, and then Rogue One. That would be it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably go Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One. I can't. It's hard to think of a third one. I guess New Hope. You know, the original trilogy to me, they are iconic, and it is what, you know, started all of this with Star Wars. But you know, just compared to the prequels, it's just like the lightsaber duels and just the amount of action just isn't there opposed to the prequels and the Clone Wars and all that. But they are definitely iconic, and they will definitely always be a good watch.
So I got one more question for you. So,
What's up?
You ever want to live in a pineapple?
Under the sea?
Under the Sea. I mean, are you a SpongeBob fan? That's the
I love
question.
SpongeBob. Yes, I love
Love me
SpongeBob.
some SpongeBob.
Oh
Man,
man,
that was my favorite show growing up as a kid. I love SpongeBob.
yeah, me too. I can quote like almost all of the original
Yes.
episodes.
Oh,
Where's the leak, ma'am?
and why is it the older that we get, the more we turn into Squidward?
Man, growing up,
Yeah,
adult responsibilities.
that's true.
I see myself also relating with Red Foreman at times from 70s Show.
Oh yeah, I just want to put a boot up someone's ass all the time.
Yeah, but as the Iron Sheik, rest in peace, once said, just got to stay positive. Pineapple
Yeah,
always positive.
Pineapple always positive.
Have you heard
Jamie
that
always
story?
positive. I have not.
Okay, so um, Iron Sheik he got arrested or for drug tests, and when they came back to him, they're like, Sheik,
Oh yes.
your drug test came back and you're positive. Oh, thank God. Oh,
God.
Sheiky baby, always positive. Oh, so good. Sheik, you're
Yes.
positive. That's not good. What do you mean, Sheik? Not good. Positive, always good. Just like that. And then
Yes.
he discovers positive's not good.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite stories of Iron Sheik.
Oh, Cornette tells that one really good.
Oh yeah, he tells a lot of great stories.
Also, gosh, the one about Dutch Mantel and then walking out on Jarrett and it's like, wait, we're not getting paid or whatever the fuck. That was a good story.
Oh,
Forgot how he said it.
I don't know if I remember that, but they used to say they get paid. They'd put all the money in a basket, throw it up in the ceiling. Whatever stuck to the roof is what they made. Another good story he tells is the one of Bobby Eaton watching Bill Dundee's dog. You heard that one?
No, I haven't.
Well, I can't really do it as much service as Cornette.
Right.
Cornette tells it, but Bill Dundee is Bobby Eaton's father-in-law, and he's going on a trip, and he has Bobby Eaton to watch his dog for him, and he tells him, feed him, whatever when you come over, but the only thing is you can't take him out, can't take him outside, because if you take him out, he won't come back. He'll go if I take him out, he'll come back, but you just don't take him out. And he kept reminding him over and over, "You gonna watch my dog? Just remember, you can't take him out. Can't take him out." And then, like a few days before he's supposed to leave, he tells him, feed the dog, check on him. You can't take him out. Can't take him out because if you take him out, he won't come back. But when I take him out, he goes around and he gets with all the lady dogs, and he does his business. He comes back. So while I'm gone, you're gonna have to. Little paraphrase. You're gonna have to give him a happy ending at least twice a week. And Bobby Eaton's just like, what? And Bobby Eaton just being the nicest guy in wrestling, as everyone said, he can never say no to anyone. But this is like one of those instances where he just he could not uphold it, and he was just freaking out. And then right before he was about to leave, Dundee tells him, he lets him know it's a rib.
Oh man. Have you experienced any ribs in your day?
Nothing that is quite stuck out that I can think
Right.
of. Right. Yeah, nothing I can really think of. Just just small little ribs guys play. There's not. I don't see a lot of ribs going on much nowadays.
No, that's kind of an old school thing. It's the rib, man.
Yeah, unless maybe it's just our area.
Right.
Don't see a lot of guys playing ribs very very often.
Well, I mean, you don't really spend a lot of time with those guys like they were. You only see the guys that you work with like once every 2 months, so it's kind of
it's not quite frequent as
right.
guys back then. Also, they didn't really have much back then, so they had to pass the time telling stories and having fun. So maybe that probably comes into play with that.
So, sorry to hold you, but
no, you're good. I'm having a nice time here.
Speaking of stories, I've heard a few. just kind of in passing, but is there any like crazy or just horrible like road moments, crazy wrestling stories, kind of situations that you've been in that you're like, dang, I never thought I'd find myself here, kind of stories within wrestling?
Um. Okay, actually, I got a funny one. So, I it was in Hot Springs. We just had our show in Mountain Pine for SCW,
Mhm.
and after the show, we go to Waffle House up in Hot Springs, and we sit down at the table, and we're having a great time, and the food comes out, and I realize, oh, I need to wash my hands. Just wrestling the match. Hadn't washed my hands yet, and I go into the bathroom, and it's one of those bathrooms with it's just like there's a toilet over here, there's a urinal over here, and the
Mhm.
sink. It's just a one person bathroom ideally because there's no stall or anything separating the two, no door. So I walk in, and there's a guy. He's a guy taking a leak over the urinal, and I'm like, oh, my bad, bro. I still wash my hands because like the food was already out. We've already had this awkward encounter, but his back's to me. It's not like he's taking a dump.
Right.
So I just wash my hands real quick. And
Just
then
wash
I
my
go
hands, buddy.
and then I go sit back down and eat. And then I can't believe what I had done. I was like, oh crap, I really did that. And then I heard the door open, the guy came out, and I sunk down in my chair trying not to be seen.
Oh man.
There's that, and then this one time we had an Airbnb after the show, and one of the guys, he had went inside, and we didn't know if it was our Airbnb or not, and because we didn't know if we had the address right or not, so he just walks right in, and he's like checking out everything. He's like on the phone with us, and he's like describing everything. Oh, that's cool, dragon over there. And we're just waiting on him, trying to figure out what he's doing, like what's going on. And then he knocks on the door of one of the rooms, and this lady just goes, hello. And so we're still in the car, so I drove us off. I drove off and just hung out in the Walgreens parking lot because I'm like, this guy has just broken into someone's house.
Oh
They're
my
probably going to
God.
call the cops. Like, I'm getting out of here. And there was actually a cop in the Walgreens parking lot, and he had
Oh my
taken off as
goodness.
we got in there. And I was like, oh, thank God we got here. But no, it actually turned out it was our Airbnb. But it was crazy to think that he actually just went in to just a
Oh,
random
man.
person's house.
That's the weird thing about Airbnbs, that like I'm cautious, like because sometimes, especially when I started dating my wife and I was driving from Batesville, 4 hours away up to here in Fayetteville, and to go see my girlfriend on the weekends. Like you go to these Airbnbs, like they're just rooms in people's houses. It's a
Are
really
they?
weird concept.
I've never been to one of those. I didn't even realize they did that. They just rent out just the rooms.
Oh yeah, you like you type in the door code and then you walk in. There's a dude and some kid playing freaking Xbox or whatever. He's like, "Oh yeah, the kitchen's right here, the bedroom's over here,"
These are the people that
and
just live in the house, or are they other
yeah,
guests?
no, like people that like legit live there. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" I go to the room and it's just like a cot, and I'm like, "Oh wow, I'm paying $200 for 2 nights, and I'm gonna get
Jeez.
murdered in my sleep."
Jeez, yeah, I can't imagine being one of those Airbnb hosts, just random people just coming and staying in your house. I got another story. Something similar to that. So Xander, he had his
Oh
30th
gosh,
birthday,
here we
and
go.
it was Airbnb. His wife rented an Airbnb, and we all went there to party and everything. So we didn't have to really trash anyone's house. Plus, it was
Mhm.
huge. It was a huge house, and we had a lot of people over. It was a
Yep.
great party. Everyone's getting intoxicated and just having a great time. And I had a room. I had a room with a bathroom. And I kept frequenting that bathroom throughout the night, and and I come back and I realize that there's just water just all over the floor, and I'm like, oh shit, did I flood this? Did I flood this room after I used the bathroom? And so I'm freaking out because I flooded this room, and like I'm drinking, and I'm like underage at the time, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm gonna go to jail. I'm going to jail. And then the caretaker of the place, he like lived upstairs, and we saw him earlier in the night, and everyone was joking, oh, where'd this person go? The caretaker probably got him because he's an older dude, and he just, I don't know, we thought it was weird. He just lives upstairs, and but yeah, so the caretaker comes down, and he sees the room's all flooded, and he's like, I'll be back. I'm gonna go grab my shop vac. And I'm just like, oh crap, please don't call the cops. So he comes back with the shop vac, and so I start vacuuming the water for him. I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he's just standing there over me, just watching. He's like, all right, I'll be right back. And I'm like, oh crap, he's about to go call the cops. And then he comes back, and he's just like, yeah, this room floods all the time.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's my experience with Airbnbs.
So there's one more, man. I heard. So wrestling at the McDonald's parking lot.
Oh God. Xander tell you this story?
No, I think I heard you talk about it.
Oh God. It was actually behind McDonald's. I can't remember what town it was in, if you can even call it a town. Like the population of that place is probably like 50. Like it was, oh my God, just yeehaw as can be.
Oh,
and
those are the best towns.
Yeah, so me and Xander we were booked for it was just like a whole weekend. I think it was something it was a Saturday. Something we had wrestled somewhere on Friday. I think it was, where was it? Anyways, we wrestled Friday, and then we stayed the night, and then Saturday we had DCW in Mulberry, and along the way there was this show. So one of my one of the guys was just like, hey man, you want to wrestle? It's here, you can make this much. And I'm just thinking, well, it's on the way. We, get an extra booking, make some extra money. Xander's just like, I don't really know about it. And, I've convinced him to do it. So we ride down there, and we were like second or third match or whatever. It was a tag match. And, oh God. We wrestled one guy, and he was wearing basketball shorts, a Hawaiian shirt, and house slippers.
Oh,
and then the other guy, he's like got like a singlet or some tank top on and some sweatpants, but he actually had some wrestling shoes, and he was a big boy. So we get there, and me and Xander are in our actual gear, and then we're facing these guys, and we were not happy. Like, we're facing these guys who don't even have any kind of professional gear, and we get the job done. I think Xander pinned the dude, and we just stormed off, and we went right to the back. We didn't even celebrate or anything. We just stormed right to the back. And as soon as we came through the curtain, the promoter or booker or whatever, he's like, "Oh man, guys, I'm so sorry. Next time you guys come back, I'll make sure you guys have some more quality talent." And so we just took our money and left, and we never went back there. And also the dressing room was it was like a cattle truck, like just that was separating the front and the back. So there's like this long cattle truck, and like one tent that the guys like pop-up tent where the guys are going out of, and we're dressing behind the truck, just like outside. And yeah, it was that was something. That was a mistake.
At least at Diamond State, you're getting a good,
we're not behind McDonald's. We're not
Right,
behind
yeah.
McDonald's, and everybody is top tier talent there at Diamond State.
Oh yeah, absolutely. These guys actually have singlets and outfits and wrestling gear,
and
not
actually
a wife
training
beater.
too.
Oh yeah. So you got some things coming up in the future. You got that match with Blackwell. Man, I'm excited. I'm very thankful that you came on and talked with me and hung out with me. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up tonight?
Yeah, just August 27th, Diamond State Wrestling. Come catch the Juicy Boy does what he does best, as only I can do my do. But yeah, no, Diamond State Wrestling, August 27th. Yeah, I'm coming for that belt, William J. Blackwood. So you best be prepared, because I am one bad mamma jamma, and I am the juiciest boy in all of professional wrestling, and you best believe that.
All righty. Well, thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. We're definitely going to catch up again soon. For that being said, I'm Jamey Rose. That's the juiciest boy in professional wrestling, Pineapple Jack, and we are out.